Hello! I am so excited to be with you guys today. We are going to talk all things Thanksgiving and have a lot of fun visiting, and we've got our friends Glutino joining us today, and we have lots of just fun things to talk about, and we have a great giveaway. Glutino is giving away one lucky person is going to get everything they need from their line to make a delicious Thanksgiving feast, gluten-free. So interact live, comment, like, do hearts, thumbs up, whatever you'd like, but any interaction live gets you entered to win our giveaway with Glutino. So, how's everybody doing? First, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear how everyone's doing. I'm logging in right now so I can make sure to see your guys' comments, because sometimes they just don't show up on the phone very well. So, we're going to get that organized. So one of the first things, sorry, let me get it all logged in, with Thanksgiving is all about the food, right? We kind of know that, but for those who are gluten-free, this can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. They want to make sure that they're being served truly gluten-free food and that it's delicious and that it's not getting cross-contaminated. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but I also want to expound upon that it is more than just the food. It's about the family and friends and the decor. There's lots of fun, beautiful decor when it comes to Thanksgiving. We're going to give you some ideas for that. So, like I said, we have an awesome giveaway from our friends at Glutino, and to be entered to win the giveaway, they're going to be giving, we have, goodness, so many yummy things from their line. The pie crust, all-purpose flour, so you can make some of your favorites gluten-free, bread mix. I mean, so many Glutino foods for you guys. Just interact live with a comment, a like, anything, and you're entered to win. So, let's get started. So when it comes to planning for Thanksgiving, I like to start with the menu. Surprise, surprise, right? I love food, and so it's definitely important to me to make sure that the food is on point and that it's delicious, and yeah, that it's all gonna be a beautiful spread that everyone's going to love. Hey Amanda, good to see you. Make sure you guys leave comments and stuff so I can see who's on and say hi to you personally. So with our menu, for me, I don't know about you guys, but I always want to try new things. I think, oh, that would be so fun to try something new and different, but I don't want to miss out on my favorite foods, because not that you only get them once a year, but nothing's like Thanksgiving. And so I don't want to sacrifice my classics for new dishes. So one of the ways I alleviated that this year is, hey Brittany, you're so sweet. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Oh, Amanda, it's not coming through. Sorry. Brittany, is it looking okay for you? Everything coming through okay? You guys let me know if it's cutting in and out or if it's working okay for you. So my favorite Thanksgiving dish of all is green bean casserole. Anybody else? If you guys love green bean casserole, okay, good. Brittany said it's coming through for her. Good. Then you're gonna love this recipe. Oh, Glutino, yay! I should mention Glutino is actually on. They're our sponsor for today's big giveaway, and they're actually here answering questions for you guys too. So if you have a question specifically for Glutino, make sure to put it in the comments. I'll ask the questions that you guys ask, and I'll try to answer them myself. But then Glutino, the awesome team behind this amazing brand, is here to answer questions for you guys too. So how exciting, right? So I want to hear in the comments below what your guys' favorite Thanksgiving dishes. So if you have a second and you're here, type in your favorite Thanksgiving dish. I want to kind of see what everyone's favorites are. So like I said, my favorite is green bean casserole. The problem with green bean casserole is it doesn't look very appealing on the spread, on the table. It's just not very gorgeous. And so I wanted to do something different with it this year. I didn't want to sacrifice any of the taste, but I wanted the beauty to be elevated. So if you know what a galette is, it's like a pie, but it's open on the top. So it's a pie crust, and you fill it with your filling, and then you fold it over on the edges. And so they're beautiful. They're very chic. They're very they're just really pretty to serve, and you can serve them individually, which I like. So what I did is I went ahead and used the Glutino pie crust, which you can use whatever pie crust you want. Maybe you have a family recipe. We have a family favorite recipe in our cookbook, Gluten Free on a Budget, but I will tell you, even in our cookbook, Glutino knows this, we put a note in the book that says, you know, if you don't have time to make this one from scratch, this is the only brand we recommend. So I made up some pie crust, and I made up my favorite green bean casserole filling, which the recipe is on our website on glutenfreefrenzy.com, and we use Pacific brand gluten-free cream of chicken or mushroom soup because it's very, you have to be very careful about cream of soups that are making sure that they're truly gluten-free. And then we make homemade fried onions. So this is the kicker. Slicing up the onions, putting them in milk, letting them soak, and then we make a batter with the gluten-free all-purpose flour. You can use any brand, but again, Glutino is just really great. In fact, I get Tea Time magazine. I just think it's too cute and darling that I have to get it. And it's funny because whenever they do a gluten-free recipe, in there they have the note, you can use whatever you want, but this is the brand that we know and trust will give you the results, and it's always Glutino. It's crazy. It's just a good cup for cup alternative for regular flour. So after we soaked the onions, we dip them in this all-purpose flour dip seasoned with salt and pepper, and then I have a deep fryer, and I highly recommend investing in one. And I did invest in filling it with coconut oil because I wanted to use a good fat, and so that was an investment because coconut oil is not cheap, but I did buy the big tub from Costco and filled it in my fryer, and I fry these onions, and they're so good. And your biggest challenge is going to be not eating them all right hot when they come out of the fryer. So, but save some because they're great on a burger later too. And oh, Mary, hey Mary, she says that sounds delicious. They are so good. I should have brought some in. I have some in the kitchen, and last night for dinner I was trying to think of something to do for dinner, and I did salads, and I topped the salads with those fresh fried onions, and they were amazing. Amanda said just 3 for Thanksgiving here, so no turkey, maybe gluten-free pizza. Girl, I understand that. Every other year growing up, I'd go see my dad for Thanksgiving, and he would take us to Disneyland, and we would have Tony Roma's or pizza for Thanksgiving dinner. But we were in Disneyland, so it didn't matter. And someone said their favorite Thanksgiving dish is stuffing. That's a really good one. I like stuffing too. And it's great to make with leftover bread. You can really make it quite simply. I was afraid of making homemade stuffing until I realized it's really not that hard. And I love it with sausage and sage. It's really good. So again, in the comments below, let me know what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is, because I'd love to discuss a little bit more about that. And just one more time for those joining us now, we have a big, huge prize from our friends at Glutino to give you a beautiful gluten-free Thanksgiving. So one person who interacts live, whether it be a heart, a thumbs up, all of those things that you can see come across the Facebook Live video, or a comment. I love questions, likes, anything like that. You're entered to win this awesome prize from Glutino. So be sure to interact live. Just watching doesn't count. You have to interact. So there they come. Good job. Hey, Amy, I'm glad you're on. It's good to see you guys. So I was telling you guys, one of my favorite dishes is green bean casserole. So I wanted to elevate it. So I made it into a green bean casserole galette. And we used the pie crust, and we filled it with our favorite green bean casserole recipe with homemade fried onions, and baked these individual galettes, and they are so cute to serve on each person's individual plate. So we also, one of the things that I like is getting a really great three-tiered or two-tiered stand to put stuff on, because I don't know about you guys, but Thanksgiving tables, when they're just flat with no levels, it just doesn't look as pretty. And so I like having something like this. So what I did is I took those green bean galettes and I set them on here, and then each person can come and grab it right off it's on the table, and it's just easy. It's great. So need the recipe for fried onions, Jessie says. You got it, girlfriend. It's on glutenfreefrenzy.com. The recipe for the fried onions and the green bean galettes is on there. My family makes green bean casserole, but with cheese sauce instead of soup-based sauce, and toasted bread on top instead of onions. Mary, that's awesome. I've never heard of that. That is actually really cool. I like that idea. It's so fun to see how each family interprets classic Thanksgiving dishes, and I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's so cool. Brittany says, love it and room for more food. Yes, with the cake stand, right? The tier. Kristen says, curious if any Glutino products do not contain corn, potato, eggs, or starches. I'm going to let Melissa answer that because she will have a better answer for you. So Melissa, I'll let you answer that comment to Kristen below. So some of the other things, like I said, I love, oh, thanks guys. I love to have classic dishes. So we have mashed potatoes, turkey, ham, all that good stuff on the table. But I also like to have other fun things. So this year we made apple cider cupcakes, and they were so good. Everybody loved them. And I just used true apple cider. I used the, you can use the gluten-free, the Glutino yellow cake mix, although this is not going to be available for much longer. So if you have it, or if you don't, stock up. And then I have an alternative on the recipe for using their all-purpose flour to make a cake mix from scratch. So we used that, and we made these apple cider cupcakes, and we topped them with an apple cider cream cheese frosting, and they were so good, and they were beautiful displayed on the top of our little tier here. And it was a fun dessert because pie is delicious, and you have to have pie, right? It just makes sense. But it's nice to have a little treat the kids can grab, because I don't know about you guys, but at our house, we do appetizers in the morning, then we do dinner, and then my mom makes us wait like 2 hours before we do pie. And everybody's like, come on, but we're also too full to enjoy it. But the kids are smart, and they don't stuff themselves. So the cupcakes are a great option for the kids who are like, we want our dessert, but we're not ready to cut into the pie. So that's one of the things I like to suggest. We also this time made a caramel chocolate lasagna. Yeah. So if anyone's ever been to Olive Garden and seen their chocolate lasagna, we kind of did a play on that. What we did is we took salted caramel pretzels. They're to die for. If you've ever had them, they're amazing. Hey, Crystal, glad to have you joining us. Oh, Amanda said gluten-free cupcakes sound great because she doesn't like pie. So it's always fun to have. I like having two desserts, not just pie at Thanksgiving, for those who don't like pie, because there's actually a lot of people who don't. So yeah, the cupcakes are still festive with the apple cider, but not pie. So anyways, we took those salted caramel pretzels and put them on the bottom of the 9x13 pan. We poured a chocolate cake over top, and then we baked it, let it cool, and then we topped that with a mixture of homemade whipped cream and cream cheese and sugar, of course. And it was so good. And then we crushed more salted caramel pretzels on top. So it's our salted caramel chocolate lasagna, and it's divine. The recipe's on Gluten Free Frenzy, and because you don't see chocolate very often on a Thanksgiving table. Jessie says we are doing strawberry pretzel salad instead of pie. Brittany, right? That's totally what our family did. We love strawberry pretzel salad. I actually have a recipe for it on the site and in our book. We love it. Alicia says, yum, salted caramel pretzels. I know, they're to die for. So you have to be really strong-willed to not eat them before you make the dessert. But those were some of the dishes that we tried and did this year that were new. Also, instead of traditional rolls, hey Tracy, oh thank you. She says, so glad you're doing this. I'm so glad we're here and happy to answer questions. So if you guys have any questions regarding Thanksgiving, whether gluten-free or traditional or decor, just put them in the comments below and I'd love to answer them for you. So instead of traditional rolls for our spread this year, so you can see the entire tablescape on glutenfreefrenzy.com, and we So this year, instead of rolls, I've now said this 3 times, sorry, I did a garlic parmesan rosemary bunt. So I used the Glutino bread mix, and I made it up like the directions said. I let it rise, and then after it rose, I mixed in some amazing fresh rosemary, chopped up, lots of fresh Parmesan, and garlic. So yummy. So I mixed that into the bread mix, and then in the bunt pan, I sprayed it, and then I rubbed in garlic and more Parmesan because can't get enough of that, right? And then I poured in the bread mix and baked it, and it came out this beautiful bunt. And what I did is I actually sliced a piece of it, and I opened it up and put it around this middle tier, and it was beautiful. And I have a little turkey slicer, and it was fun. The bread was in one place, and everyone just took a slice and served it right with their ham and their dinner. It was so beautiful, and the bunts are always a nice way to present things, and it's a fun play. Hey, Alicia! Hi, good to see you. It's a fun way to change up the traditional roll scene, and my boys have been eating the bread for the last 3 days for breakfast. They'll be like, Mom, can we have this with our eggs? Because it's a really good savory bread bunt. And it's just fantastic with your Thanksgiving dinner. So I highly recommend trying that this year. Even if you do the rolls still, in addition to, it's a fun dish to serve and bring, and you can put fresh rosemary in the middle and around and kind of make it like a wreath, an edible wreath. I love Pinterest. So some of the other things I wanted to talk to you guys about were the decor. I know that people, hey Patricia, yummy, she says. Carrie Ann says, I just saw a cookies, let's see, and cream brownie cheesecake recipe that I can't wait to try with my Glutino sandwich cookies. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I love using the cookies and things like that to make semi-homemade dishes, which is great, like with the salted caramel pretzels. So that sounds good. Jessie says, I've been afraid to try the bread mix. Is it dry or grainy like most bread? No, and I would honestly go grab that leftover bread out of my fridge to show you, and like open it up and show you how like just moist, I hate that word, but soft and just pulls apart beautifully. It is, but my boys literally finished it this morning at breakfast. It was that, for the past 3 days, they've asked for it for breakfast with their eggs. So no, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. It's really good bread mix, and we did it in that bunt, and so the middle is just so soft and spread warm Kerrygold butter on that, and it is good. So you'll be good, Jessie. I think that you'll like it. So like I said, we let the food shine because it's Thanksgiving, but some of the other things is when you put your decor together. I think most people feel that they need to stick with a clean white table linen. That's not true. This year, I love my white linen, but I use it for so many other things that I wanted to do something a little different. So I used a chocolate brown linen, and I topped it with a Ralph Lauren, found at TJ Maxx, it's super cheap, table runner, and it was the orange and tan and cream plaid, and it was just beautiful. And so changing it up and using the colors you like. If you hate the color orange, don't use the color orange. Just because if it's a harvest color doesn't mean that you have to use it on your table. Then I like to choose a centerpiece that's kind of going to be what I build everything else around, which is where I chose this huge 3-tiered wood centerpiece. And I put that there, and I also found this cute little turkey at, of course, the centerpiece in this turkey and probably everything else that you'll see is found at Home Goods. I'm slightly obsessed. They should just take all my money. And I'm sure my husband would tell you they do. But they just have such great prices and great stuff. So I started with that. I used the turkey. I kind of built around that. I knew that I wanted to keep it really classy with the plates this year. So look at what I found at Home Goods. Guys, I about died. They're so gorgeous, and even the back is gold. They're just stunning. These plates were just something I could not pass up, and surprisingly they were $5.99, so not terrible, and it's an investment that now those will be the plates we use every Thanksgiving. I want to go back and read this one thing because it sounded good. Nourishing food allergy friendly holiday menu. Squash parsnip bisque. This is from Kristen. With garlic herb relish, seeded kale, and Brussels sprouts with ribbon salad, mashed cauliflower, and parsnips. And then it goes on, but I don't see the rest. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. And I really like, so you guys take note in the comments below if you're looking for some more veggie based dishes. Those look amazing. Thank you so much, Kristen, for sharing. That looks incredible. Regina and Katie said, love those plates. I know, I saw them and it was like, I have to have them. And the price was right, so it worked out well. I knew that I wanted to have a charger under these plates as well because Thanksgiving is the time to use chargers. Thanksgiving and Christmas especially. I typically don't like using really fancy chargers. I like to use things like this at our rustic Italian dinner party. We use these raw wood chargers and I love them. They were cut by our local timber place, well, my parents' local up north, Wasatch Timber, and they look gorgeous on the table. However, I'd just done that, so I didn't want to do it for Thanksgiving, and so I did more classic, and I found at an estate sale these brass, so they're like real chargers. They're incredible and they're old. They're awesome. And so what I did is I just placed that plate right on top and they looked lovely on the table. One thing, don't be afraid to mix metals. It's okay to use brass and copper and gold. It's fine. Amanda says she loves the wood charger. Yeah, that's been really popular this year. People love that. So if you haven't done it, I recommend trying the wood chargers this year. And look how pretty they would look. It's okay to do rustic and chic, which is my favorite style anyway. So that with that on top and serve it on your table, they're so beautiful. And they used the wood that wasn't going to get used. It was dead wood. So I like to, Charlie Brown's Christmas story kind of thing. put him on the table and let him shine. But so with the, like I said, it's okay to mix metals. It's okay to use multiple colors. Regina says that's $1 Target shop has some cute wood chargers. Ah, that's so great. That's awesome. I know I'm seeing them around a lot more, although I hadn't seen the really thick big ones for a big plate. But if they have them, go grab them. That's a great deal. Speaking of Target dollar spot, as far as decor, I like using, if there's any chance to use my mini jadeite cake stand, I will always use it because it's so cute. And I got these little pumpkins in the dollar spot at Target. So thanks, Regina, for reminding me. It was a big pack of them for $3, and I like that there's white ones as well. And what I did is I put them on the cake stand and then I put some around the bottom. Those stay on my gold bar cart from October 1st through the end of November. But then at Thanksgiving, I'll bring them into the table and have them be an accent or whatever. So I highly recommend to start thinking, this is going to sound overwhelming, but start thinking about Thanksgiving in October. When you decorate for Halloween, I like to build my decorations around harvest themes. So pumpkins, things that aren't necessarily spooky or scary. Start with a base like that. I love these fabric pumpkins are my favorite find ever. It was at a craft show, so they're handmade with real twigs. They're gorgeous. And so I start with things like that. Then I put my spooky stuff over that. So like these are out, the pumpkins, and then I put cobwebs on them for Halloween. Then once Halloween's over, I take all the spooky stuff down and I still have all my harvest stuff. So it works out really well that you're not decorating, undecorating, it's a great way to save yourself some time and effort. And then you can use that harvest decor for your Thanksgiving table. Another recommendation for your harvest decor and for your Thanksgiving table is having things out that people can eat if they're hungry but dinner's not quite ready. I found, of course, at Home Goods, these little glass jars, $1.99. Look how pretty they are with the brassy top and the jar. And I filled them, there's 3 different levels. You probably can't see over there, but I have 3 different levels of them, and I, again, keep them on the bar cart, and I have one with pecans, one with peanuts, and one with pistachios. If you're allergic to nuts, fill them with other things, but people really like having something to snack on that they know they can without, being like, how much longer till dinner? So I like that. In relation to that as well, Trace says, I use party store platters as chargers. They you reuse for bakery gifts for Christmas. Ah, great idea. I love that. Thanks for sharing. That's a great idea. I know it's always fun to repurpose and reuse. So if you can use something for one thing and again for another, that's a great way to go. Brittany says, I need those jars in my life. I know. $1.99, $2.99, and $3.99. I thought they'd mismarked them wrong, but no, they're amazing. So if I see more, I'll get them for you for Christmas, sis. So along the lines of having something out that people can eat while they're waiting for lunch is also to have something for them to read. I know that sounds silly, but sometimes people just need a break to sit down on the couch. So I keep a stack, I have a stack here of some of my favorite just cash books, like books that they can just look at and just relax and enjoy. Year of Cozy, Eat More Desserts from my girl Jenny Keller, Lauren Conrad, Celebrate. Do you see a theme? It's all about like entertaining, celebrating, but that's what I like. You can put anything out. Really, just a stack of books next to the jars of nuts is nice because it gives people kind of a place to relax. And I know some of my friends, Brittany included, this would be something they would especially enjoy to kind of decompress for a minute because there's so many people at the house on Thanksgiving. Let me just go sit down, read a book, and have a few, nuts and not have to worry. Oh, video is frozen for you, Amanda. I'm sorry. If it's frozen for anyone else, please let me know so that there's probably not anything I can do, but let me know. One thing I recommend is if you're having Thanksgiving at somebody else's house, it's so great to be a proper guest and provide them with a little hostess gift. Literally something, the $2, $3 in the Target, dollar bin is great. My cute friend made this for me. It was so sweet of her. She Mod Podged this paper on and she brought it to me and it was so cute, and now it goes right on my bar cart with all my other stuff. I just thought that was so nice. Fresh flowers are great. An apple cider lotion from Bath and Body Works. It doesn't have to be big, but it's just something small to say thank you. A bottle of sparkling cider to say thank you for hosting Thanksgiving at their house. Even if it's your mom, I will tell you, girls, your mom will be like, look at my daughter, or son, I raised them so well. They're so thankful. So even if it's family, I do recommend a small hostess gift to say thank you. Amy says, that's super cute. Yes, I will let my friend know. I was like, oh, that's cute. Where'd you find it? She said, I made it. I was shocked. It's darling. So some other things for your decor. This was one thing on top of our turkey, or next to our turkey plates. We served butternut squash soup this year, and I found these cute soup tureens at Walmart of all places for, I think, $4.99. So pretty cheap. And then one big soup tureen to store it in. So each person got their own individual pumpkin soup tureen, very chic, white, gold. And then we had a big bowl of it in the center. And that was another thing to elevate the table and really just make it so beautiful. Again, like I said, don't be afraid to mix metals on your table. Sorry, you can probably hear my dog barking. I apologize. It's either the dog barking or the kids asking for help, right? Dad took them to lunch, so now we just have the dog. Susan, I love your jacket. You're always so stylish. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Do you know what? I hurried and got ready before this because I'm like, I probably should get ready for these guys. I probably should put some makeup on and do something. So thank you, Susan. I am slightly obsessed with my copper mugs. So any chance I have to use them, I will. I like on the Thanksgiving table to serve this for something like, which is coming soon. I'm so excited. We're doing a mock Moscow Mule. So we're showing you how to make a non-alcoholic Moscow Mule, perfect for your little Moscow Mule cups. And so I like serving this for a hot drink or for a signature drink. It's always good to have at least one signature drink at any dinner party. We don't drink alcohol, and I know a lot of people don't, but other people do. So it can be a signature alcoholic drink if that's what that's what you do, or it can be a mocktail. Totally fine to do that. Or it can be a homemade hot cocoa or just a store-bought cider that's been placed in a beautiful picture. That works too. So I like this for that. And then next to it, I have our glassware that you're going to put the water in, and it looks really pretty on that Thanksgiving table. with your food, make sure that if you have gluten-free and non-gluten-free food, it's labeled very, very carefully. You want to make sure people feel safe and that they know that at your house, at your home, they're not going to get cross-contaminated. I love these cute little pics from glutenfreelabels.com. They're amazing, and you can just stick them right in the pie or, you know, whatever. Amanda says, love the copper mugs, need the alcohol. I know the copper mugs are just gorgeous on any table. Kathy says, love hot cider. Me too. And you know what? You can buy a store-bought cider, throw in some cinnamon sticks, and you've got a beautiful new drink. Audrey says, you always have such cute ideas. Oh, thank you, Audrey. I love sharing them with you guys. This is my favorite thing. It's so much fun. So I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you. These picks work really great because when you're going to someone's house and you have celiac disease like I do, or I usually end up signing up to bring like 4 dishes because I want to know at least I have my green bean casserole, at least I have a pie, you know, all of those little things. But having these out as a hostess is so helpful, or even yourself bringing these to stick in so other people who are gluten-free know that there's an option for them. There's also stickers if you want to stick it on the actual dish. Love the idea of putting gluten-free label pics in the pie. Yeah, it's so helpful even in any dish just to know that this one is gluten-free, and so also this knife is gluten-free, and so I like wrapping the stickers around the edge of the knife and this in the dish. Then that way people know this is the dish, this is the utensil for this dish, it's gluten-free, do not cross-contaminate. A lot of people are loving the pick idea. Let's see, we put the gluten stuff on a different table separately, only usually stuffing and rolls, but we only host family who we trust. That's it. When you have celiac disease, it really is a big burden. Sometimes you feel like, please don't get me sick on a day when I want to just be with my family. So that's why I recommend signing up to bring a couple dishes, because it alleviates the stress on maybe the host who doesn't know as much about gluten-free, and you just know at least you have a few things. And if you don't want to bring your whole own turkey, maybe they're brining the turkey in a bag that contains gluten. I know it sounds not as fun, but they do have those little individual roast turkeys, so you could always bring that too, or the turkey breast. So those are some of the things that are great for keeping yourself, hey Heather, avoiding cross-contamination. And I do like the idea of serving it on a separate table. The hard thing is you don't want anyone to feel like left out, or, you know, and so I think that's fine. Maybe serving it up on a beautiful bar cart so that they feel like, hey, mine's over here, but it still looks styled and beautiful, and I don't even worry about that at all. Someone says, like the labels, I don't need them as I will only serve gluten-free foods, no cross-contamination then. That's awesome. And the truth is once you get going really good with gluten-free cooking, if you can get it down right, nobody's ever going to know that it's gluten-free. And so that's the thing, is you can serve the entire spread and everyone will be like, this is so delicious. If my friend Alicia is still on the phone, you know, for Christmas dinner, girlfriend, it's all going to be gluten-free, but hopefully you'll not know. And one of the things too I recommend, since I only cook the gluten-free as well, is if a friend's like, for example, my husband loves stovetop stuffing. It's just his favorite. He loves it. So I do him his own pan of stovetop stuffing, and he has that over here, and that's his. If there's a dish that somebody is coming who's not gluten-free, just has to have, because it's their Thanksgiving too, it's their traditional holiday, invite them to make it and bring it in a separate dish so that it doesn't, you know, cross-contaminate your kitchen or whatever, if you're, you know, wanting to be really, really careful. So, I would love if there's any other questions you guys have for myself or for Melissa from Glutino. We're happy to answer them as far as anything Thanksgiving, as far as the food or decor or anything like that. Mine loves stovetop too, Amy says. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just because it's one of those nostalgic things. He says stovetop stuffing and raspberry pie, the Marie Calendar frozen one from the store. Like, really? Really? So now my mom makes everybody a gluten-free raspberry pie, and she did it, you know, she came up with this beautiful recipe so he could still enjoy it, but we could also all enjoy it too. And plus she would never go and get, she's very traditional and an amazing pie maker. She would never go buy the Marie Calendar one. So she said, Josh, let me just make you one from scratch, and I hope it's good enough. Lisa says, I'm the only one that cooks, so everyone is GF for our Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's right. When you're the cook, you get to make that call, right? And I'm the same. I'm like, I'm cooking gluten free. So, and honestly, you get to a point where you do it well enough that it's going to be great for everybody, and they don't need to know any different. so that's the way to go. Oh, Heather, you're so cute. Love you. So one of the other things I recommend is if you're having kids, have some fun things for the kids to do to keep entertained. So is anybody else obsessed with the website datingdivas.com? I love it. It's so great. And it's not just for dating ideas. They have great family ideas too. And I found them at different places, but I'm not exactly sure. This one's from Dating Divas. So this is a fun pinwheel. So you stick in a pin and then you spin it, and it says things like, what's your favorite type of pie? If you were a turkey, what would your name be? Tell a special Thanksgiving Day memory. This is a cute way to get conversation going at the table with the adults or with the kids and family, everybody, either way. And I don't necessarily say that you need to have a kid table because it's a whole family thing. I think everybody should be able to join, maybe just have a couple high chairs for the babies. But I do like having these at their little table setting. So these are printable placemats, and I actually get them laminated, and then I give them a little dry erase marker, and they get to color in and fill all this stuff out, and the kids love it. So it says, draw your favorite Thanksgiving foods in the center. Finish drawing a turkey. There's a crossword. There's jokes. Oh my heck, the kids love it. And you can print them out every year, no problem, or you can laminate them, just bring them back out every year. So it's super fun. If you don't want to laminate them, they actually like taking them home. So just print it out on cardstock like we've done, and then they can take their cute little paper home. Bonnie says, love Glutino products. Me too, girl. It's probably the #1 gluten-free brand I use. We use them all the time. Another one says Thanksgiving scavenger hunt. And this is a fun way to spend time together on Thanksgiving after you eat and you're like, before pie, you need to go out and walk it off. My dad growing up was hilarious. After dinner, he'd go out and run laps around the house and we'd just watch him from the window. My mom's like, he needed to run it off because he's like, oh. So, they said, love the kids' placemats. Great idea. Thanks, Jeannie. And Amy says, we make toilet paper roll turkeys. That's so cute. Will you put the link to something like that in the comments? Because that'd be fun to share with everybody. Thank you. That's super cute. And I've heard of like turkey bowling too. So on my Pinterest page, if you go to glutenfreefrenzy.com, there's a button that has the Pinterest icon. If you go there, and on our fall fun board, we have tons of ideas for Thanksgiving. So really, really fun. Lots of games and stuff. There's a new bread made by Bakehouse Bread, as I remember. And I'm not sure I don't know who that is. Kathy, I'm sorry. But it's always fun to find new finds, isn't it? Susan says, when our kids were younger, we would make a tabletop Thanksgiving tree, and they would write what they're thankful for on leaves and fill up the tree. Oh, Susan, that's a cute idea. Kind of like a thankful tree. Oh, what a great idea. I love that. Thank you for sharing. It's so fun to hear your guys' traditions. Please keep sharing. I love, love, love hearing them. If you have a website or a blog, please put it below and I'll share it with everybody because it's always fun to share each other's talents and you know what you guys love too. So thank you. So this scavenger hunt is fun. So after you've eaten and you're ready to go outside and play a little bit, it says try to find a pumpkin by a door, an acorn or a pine cone, a bird, a red leaf, something fuzzy. It's just really cute. It's just one of those little activities to get the family out after Thanksgiving. I don't know about you guys, but I am so frustrated with this Black Friday movement where they've started it on Thanksgiving, and I actually refuse to shop on Thanksgiving. I will go at 6 a.m. on Friday morning, but I will not go to a store on Thanksgiving. I just think it's totally wrong that these families have to do that, and I don't like it. So do more things like this. This is what we should be doing on Thanksgiving. Fun scavenger hunts and activities and visiting as a family and friends. Friendsgivings are everything now. If you don't have family close, do a Friendsgiving. Lisa says, great ideas. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I'm glad that they're helping. We're doing a Friendsgiving party for my son in his classroom. So every child brings their favorite dish for Thanksgiving that they enjoy on Thanksgiving to share. And then we're making edible tabletop. They're like candy Thanksgiving tables. They're super cute. But there will probably be a lot of pie and rolls. Hey, thanks, Kathy, for sharing that link. I appreciate it. But anyways, those are some of the fun things that we like to do. I was just seeing if there was any other things that I missed here. Oh, quick hack for your Thanksgiving menu. I don't know about you guys, but veggies are always hard to like make Thanksgiving-y or look beautiful. They're kind of just like an afterthought. So one of the things I love that my mom taught me, thanks Amy for sharing the link for the Thanksgiving toilet paper roll idea. That's super cute. Yay, you guys check it out. My mom always said, so with her corn, she would do like frozen corn, you know, from Costco or whatever. And when she'd cook it in the pot, she'd throw in a bunch of butter and basil. And it was a basil butter corn. And it was so good. So, so good. And with carrots, she used the baby carrots and throw in again a bunch of butter because it's the best. And parsley. Seasoned both with a little bit of salt. And they're so good. So basil butter corn, parsley butter carrots, and it's a great way to elevate a very simple dish, vegetable, and add it to your Thanksgiving table in 2 seconds flat. So, so good. Not really 2 seconds, but 2 seconds to add the little extra ingredients, right? So I had so much fun chatting with you guys today about all things Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys all had fun. Remember, if you haven't interacted yet with a thumbs up, a heart, a comment, a like, make sure you do that before I close out, because only somebody who interacted live is going to be eligible to win a big, beautiful gift prize from our friends at Glutino. There they come. There's all the thumbs up and hearts. Yay! Our friends at Glutino are so generous. Oh, I love seeing it, you guys. They are giving one lucky person everything they need to make their beautiful Thanksgiving tablescape from their line. So pie crust, all-purpose flour, goodness, Melissa, I don't even remember what we talked about, but it's a ton of great stuff and a ton of free product coupons for then you to go to the store and be like, okay, I need 10 more bags of salted caramel pretzels. So we're so thankful for Glutino today for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please let me know if there's anything else you guys have questions. I'll go back after the video and try to answer anything that I didn't before. And I wish all of you a very happy and joyful Thanksgiving. We will be back in December with our friends at Glutino for an amazing holiday party that you guys are gonna love. So we'll see you back here soon. Thanks, guys. See you later.